Welcome to some new r/petty revenge stories, where people share stories of small victories over those that wronged them. I hope you had a great day. The first story is called Had to Teach Him a Lesson. My fiancé has a coworker who is an alcoholic to the fullest. Without alcohol, it seems he can't function, so he's got a problem, to say the least. My fiancé likes to drink as well, but in his free time and off of work. Well, his boss hosts weekly cool-out nights for all the workers to chill and just relax. These past weeks, my fiancé has brought his bourbon, and it's always had liquor stolen out of it. We didn't think much of it because all the boys seem to share their drinks and whatnot, but it always seems to be his bottle that gets the most taken from. His boss put up cameras recently in his house, and when nobody was paying attention, he saw that this one coworker was taking an absurd amount of shots out of his bottle. We already assumed it was him, but we just didn't know, so now we had proof. The next week, my fiancé put habanero juice in his alcohol to test the waters because he was just trying to see if the coworker was going to do it again. Sure enough, when everyone was playing ping pong on the back deck, coworker tries to take some shots. All we hear is gagging and coughing. Well, coworker messed up. He's telling everyone his throat hurts and feels like it's on fire, saying, "What the heck is this?" Needless to say, coworker never drank from my fiancé's bottle again. The next story is called Snitch on Me. I had worked for the same retail outlet for some years before deciding to go to university. When I decided, the company happily transferred me to the store in the city I was attending uni. When I started, I got on well with one of the employees there, called Jim. Jim had been at the store for a year or two and was vying for the supervisor position that was meant to be coming up. The issue was that Jim made a lot of small mistakes. Nothing crushingly major if they were caught early enough, but could be if not noticed. Because we were friends and I had management level clearance because of my experience, I often would fix these mistakes before they got to the manager. I would let Jim know, show him what he had done wrong and never speak of it again. One day I was crushingly hungover. I hadn't realized I was working the next day until late into the night and was suffering because of my lack of organization. Due to being completely clocked out mentally, I made an error when taking payment from a customer. Instead of charging them around 50 for the item, I charged them 15. I noticed the mistake, apologized to the customer and refunded the difference. They were very understanding and I thought all was good. The next day, the manager pulls me into the office. They discussed the mistake and why it happened. They were very nice and fair, and as this was my first error in months, just told me to be more careful, especially if I was hungover. They even told me to tell them if I was hungover, and they could stick me in the back room due to it being such a rare occurrence. The only issue was that the manager wasn't in the day before. It was me, Jim, and the supervisor. I and the supervisor got on well, and when I asked him about it, he told me that he got called into the manager's office as well and got told off for not telling him about the mistake. His argument was that the mistake was rectified without issue, so he didn't see the point. Which left Jim. I was angry. I had covered him so many times, and at the first chance he had run to the manager to throw me under the bus. So I stopped. Every day something would pop up, little errors when counting tills or selling items. Stockroom errors, final report errors. I just stopped fixing them. I also found out that the supervisor had been doing the same, fixing little mistakes and retraining Jim rather than going through disciplinary procedures. After a brief discussion, he stopped as well. Our monthly meeting was delightful. Due to the dramatic increase in errors, we had missed our bonus requirements by a fraction and the manager was angry. This was my screw up as well, because I lost out on some cash due to being petty. The manager provided the errors report and in a staff of 12, Jim made up just shy of 30% of all errors. He got roasted in front of everyone. This happened for a couple of months before Jim realized the supervisor position was a no-go and moved to another job. The last story is called He Wouldn't Help Until I Made Him. This was more than 10 years ago. I'm from a small town in Puerto Rico. The high poverty rate and prevalent old-school conservative mindset type of town. Imagine a small poor town in the southern part of the US, but Hispanic. I've been always bullied since I can remember. I was a straight A student, but my family was disregarded as very poor and uneducated. So everyone resented me because if my family was so poor, then I should have been a failure at school too, according to them. My high grades allowed me to have an internship in my senior year of high school. I was allowed to only study part-time and work part-time as a receptionist at a veterinary clinic. My old bullies were so angry since most of my peers didn't have the grades to have that arrangement being made for them. Also, remember this was a very poor neighborhood. So bullies started harassing me because of jealousy. The bus driver ignored it. My dad and I went to the driver's home to talk to him since he is also the owner of the bus line and he still ignored our pleas for help. I was afraid and nervous. I honestly thought I was going to be physically injured from facing my bullies. Imagine 10 plus teenagers saying things and throwing things at me on the bus, inciting me to fight them. One day, out of fear and desperation, I thought to myself, I can capitalize on being shy, silent and highly intelligent. You know, the smart kid that goes crazy and starts hurting people because people bully them kind of stereotype. I got up and I walked to the driver. I told him, tomorrow, if they continue bullying me and if you continue to not defend me, I will do something. And as the only adult here, you will pay the legal consequences of my actions. You'll regret it. That did it. The next day comes, people start throwing things at me again. The driver abruptly stopped the bus in the middle of the street. Then he starts screaming out of his lungs. Stop this now, I will kick you out of the bus and you'll never find a ride to school. That did it, no more bullying. Thanks God. In retrospection, I'm lucky the police were not involved. I've never been involved in school fights and I'm lucky I was still a minor. I didn't have any plan B, I was not going to do anything, I had no weapons or means to defend myself. I just used psychological warfare to defend myself. To this day, I'm low-key proud of myself for that moment. And with that, we end today's video. Let me know what you think about the stories. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the stories in today's video? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. And I hope you have a great day. Stay safe. Bye bye.